Mm-mm. I can never. I could never. And to be like, and then you post videos and you're like, me and my daughter, we gonna be all right. We gonna do this. Yeah, stink, me and Stink gonna be this. We gonna be that. But then 20 minutes later, go on live crying and saying that you need help. That don't make sense, Stink. That don't make sense. Yes, that's David, the childhood trauma she is causing this young lady. Are you for some Cash App donation sitting there? Like, you think that little girl don't know what she's doing? You think she don't know? I mean, come on. I think it's really just desperate, and this is the type of relationships and how this trauma continues, because that there I wish that little girl the best. I really hope that she sees what her mother is doing and she avoids that for herself. Unfortunately, statistics say that that won't happen for her because of the way she's set up right now. Statistics say that that may not happen because she's watching her mother and then she's jumping in like, oh yeah, we got this, we got that. And then 10 minutes later, you on live talking about some Stink need shoes, Stink need this. We gonna be all right. No, we not. I need everybody in the thing to hit the Cash App goal. Well, that girl, let's be honest. That girl is watching Trina on live. That girl is hearing her. That girl was sitting in that apartment in filth. Remember when Trina was like, oh, y'all could call CPS. Like, they gonna come in and see how nice the house is, how clean everything is. And then she tried to sit here and blame the white guy and was like, oh, yeah, there's this old white man. No. Hold up. As a person in a relationship with a white man, okay, as my husband is white, as many of y'all know, you not finna sit up here, get into a relationship with the white man, and then say the white man was holding you down, sis, holding you from, preventing you from bettering yourself. Okay, let's just stop that right there. Because as you have said, you have been in an on and off relationship with that man since 2018. So you not finna sit here and act like, yeah, I need y'all help because y'all took the side of a white man over the side of a black woman. No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, Stink. Cause we saw that house, Stink. We saw what that apartment looked like. You wanted us to believe that that white man came in there, trashed that entire apartment, and you just laid in that apartment like it was nothing. There was a photo of her. Her daughter was sitting on the floor. You could see her daughter's leg, and she was surrounded by nothing but trash. Nothing but trash. And you want us to believe the white man caused it? Let me tell you something. Anybody come in my house and start trashing it. You won't see a photo of me and my daughter sleeping there. You won't see me going live because I'd rather be in a hotel. I would rather be in a hotel. I'd rather find a family member. Did she just get 500? I'm sure she did. And that's great for her. You know, I mean, I know she always feels like, whenever people start talking about her, it's the world is against me. Nobody likes me. Y'all just want something to talk about. I do the same thing everybody else do. And granted, you do beg just like everybody else, but honey, it's the way you go about it. I don't see you anymore. Do you not get it? No. So, because like I just been trying to rest and get through, because I was on bed early. I was on light bed rest. Hold on, y'all. Trying to get comfortable in this bed. I was on light bed rest, and so now I'm on full bed rest because we trying to get to 37 weeks for pregnancy, and then we're gonna deliver. We're gonna deliver. Let me get comfortable. I know, Terry. I know. I miss y'all too. I miss going live. Damn, these people too generous. Send me 500. Right. No though, but for real. Congrats, Thursday, right? Put your baby first. Yeah, I'm off of work. So I'm on leave right now. So that I'll probably start going live more during the day before Sophie comes home from school. and I'll be able to kind of recap stuff, talk about stuff, give y'all the opportunity to come up. Did your sister have her baby yet? She did. My sister well, when she was pregnant, she was 10 weeks ahead of me. So when I was 25 weeks, she was 35 weeks, and she gave birth at 35 weeks. So her daughter is already born, and they're doing great. Is Sophie ready to be a big? Oh yeah, Sophie is ready, y'all. Yeah, I was on. I mean, I've been on like light bed rest and leave, but I haven't gotten on live like that because I've just been trying to not like just trying to rest as much as possible. But now we are. I'm a week behind from when my sister delivered her baby, so I'll be 34 weeks. Congratulations to her. Will she be able to help deliver or no? She's my doula. My sister's she's gonna be my doula. My mom's gonna be there. Obviously, my husband's gonna be there. But yeah, my sister is gonna be my doula. My sister is a labor and delivery nurse, and she's working on her master's or doctorate, her midwife thing, whatever that is. So she's working on all of that stuff. She can't be my nurse for obvious reasons because, if something goes wrong, you can't have your sibling as your nurse to have to, because I'm going to deliver at the hospital that she works at. So she has to serve as my doula and not my nurse. So in case something goes wrong. Hey, Slay. Yeah, conflict of interest. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, so she's gonna serve as my doula. But everybody that my sister works with at the hospital, very good nursing staff, very good doctors. So I'm excited. And hopefully, hey Michelle, hopefully this, when I delivered Sophie, it was pretty smooth. So we'll see. But anyways, going back to the topics. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Tay. I hope you're doing. I love you, AK. Hope you're doing okay. I'm doing very well. I love you too. Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm relaxing right now. My blood pressure, everything has been good. So yeah, we're cruising and grooving. How's your sugar, girl? It's actually, so they raised my insulin. I do 13 units for every meal. And then I have my long acting, insulin at night. And that's at 20 right now. So we'll see. But my sugar, since they upped it, my sugar has been good. Hey, Rose. So yeah, so that's my whole thing about Trina. It's just like, people wouldn't hate on you so much if you wouldn't drag your child into your shenanigans. Like when I look at OMG Terrence and these people who just sit on live all day, they're not, and don't get me wrong, there are some people who will hold a baby. Don't get me wrong. But it's the simple fact that you get up here and be like, me and Stink gonna be all right. Me and Stink, we don't need y'all. And then 20 minutes later, need us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be like, shut up, B. And then girl, I am stuffy, y'all. Shut up, B. And then 20 minutes later, be like, Stink and I don't need y'all. Y'all ain't this, y'all. And then 20 minutes later, we got an hour later, we got a Cash App goal. And then the thing says, Stink need this. I ate, Stink didn't, or she ate it. No. Cause she'll never say her daughter didn't eat. Hold on. Let me rephrase. She ate, but she didn't. You know what I mean? Stink, she ate, but Stink didn't. Or yeah, you know what I'm saying. She didn't eat, but Stink did. Like, you know what? Yes, the inhaler is on deck. Shut up, Jada. Let me see. Hold on. Did I miss any? Not y'all talking about. No, but Jada, she do. That Nita stuff is crazy. Like, to sit on there and be like, oh, I don't need y'all. Y'all are this. We gonna be all right. We gonna do this. And you making TikToks like y'all are on top of it. Everything is good. And then an hour into the night, you on live talk about, so everybody hit the Cash App goal. We need this. We need that. Da-da-da-da-da. Stink need to get carpool. I'm like, girl, I thought you said you didn't need anything. Like, I don't know. I think if you would just be, and then it's just the honesty of it all. I have missed you. How are you, baby boy? Doing? We are good. We're on bed rest. We just got a few more weeks, and then we good. Hopefully, we'll see how labor go. I'm not nervous as much as I just want it to be like, I want it to run smooth, but I'm not too nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, the closer you get, it's different when you picture labor. When you first find out you're pregnant, you're like, oh, I can, it'll be fine. But then as you get closer to it, you're like, oh, hold on. Hold on. I still want justice for the TV, right? That TV gone, baby. I think the cops want justice for the TV too. The hotel want justice too. Hey. Yeah, like a clutch purse. No, but for real. Hey, I haven't seen you in a minute. Ada, I haven't seen you in a minute. But I've been seeing you, well, hold on. Let me say it this way. I haven't seen you because I haven't popped up on live, but I've been seeing you in the comments. I know you be hanging out. How she walked out. Right. How you just walk out with a TV? That's weird. The people sending her money is a problem too. I mean, yes and no. I guess like some people like abuse. You know what I mean? Like, and when I say that, like some people like to be talked about any kind of way. And like, oh yeah, your girl getting out of breath. B, don't say nothing. I know I can't eat and talk at the same time. I'm too big for that. They really like the foolery. No, but for real. I don't know if you say no, because I really can't breathe. Sis got y'all listen. Y'all have an almost 6-pound baby squeezing up on yo oxygen, okay? And tell me how y'all feel. Okay, Jada, shut up. Y'all have that going on and tell me how y'all feel. All right. Never again in life, one and done. Jen, I said the same thing. I said the same thing when Sophie was born. I was like, I ain't doing this shit again. Y'all will never catch me up in here. And I'm about to be right back up in that bitch. That's why you don't have one. I'm about to be right back in there. I'm 43. It's not. Hey, I saw a girl on TikTok. She was 50 and she just had a baby. So, right. She's 50. She just had a baby. So don't say never. Just because you 43, Jen, you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time. It got me thinking about one more. B, girl, you're 54. Hey, I couldn't imagine. I could not, because I think she's 50. No, she's 52 and hold on. No, she's 50 and her husband is 62. And this is their first child. Lord, I could never. Not at 50, baby. Not at 50. I'm 40 and I have quite a few friends who have toddlers and right. 40 the new 30, to be honest with you. 40 is the new 30 to be having kids. Yes. She's 50 and they did a news story. She's 50 and her husband is 62 and this is their first child. You're not going to catch me at 50 running around no baby, no toddler. I promise you that. I promise you, you could never catch me slipping that way. Yeah, 40 is not old. But at 50, it's not about being old. It's just about like, for me, you going to miss a lot. Cause I know how my bones feel at 30. At 35, almost 35. There ain't no way my bones gonna feel good at 50. There's no way. They probably feel like grandparents, right? I wonder if the baby was planned or... Yeah, I don't know if the baby was planned or not. I know they always wanted a child. And then, of course, like this, I don't know if it just happened or if they were doing treatments or what. But anyways, okay. I want to open up topics. So we do have open topics. So if y'all have any questions, if anybody wants to come up, ask me my thoughts on something, I'm not going to be too messy, but I will give you my opinion. So if anybody wants to send up a request, you want to come up, you want to ask in the comments, no problem. Because I know I've been watching the streets, so I know there's a lot of stuff going on. But I may have missed something. Oh, excuse me. How much sooner until the bundle at the end of the month? As long as my blood pressure stay good at the end of the month. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Because my sister just called me. I'm at the office. I can't join. That's okay. What do you feel? Can y'all let me know if you can hear me? Because my sister just called. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Okay. What do you feel about the Vessel and Diamond situation? Okay, so let me say it this way, because I got a brief, recap of it this morning. This was already discussed last year when Vessel had it, he got caught. He didn't 100% admit that he had, I think, was it Gen X know where Diamond was staying, because don't he do work on her house or some shit like that? Anyway, do I think they had some sort of relationship? I don't know. I feel like they may have, but at the same time, I think they were discussing this stuff last year. So I'm not really sure how this stuff got brought up again, but I have been seeing stuff with Jen, like going in lives and people, and like she's been trying to talk about stuff that she's gone through, and I don't know, recoup, how cause she has cancer. So she's kind of trying to make amends and stuff like that. At the end of the day, this is stuff that has been talked about already. And so I'm not surprised, but I feel like it's more for content than anything, because either you did or you didn't. And if you really care that much, because if a man was telling other people, driving people to my house, telling people where I live, me and you would not be friends. So the simple fact that the girl still invites this person on her panel and let him talk shows to me you don't care about your safety. Shows to me that you don't care about what he did and because if you really did, I think it's more for entertainment than anything. If you really cared about some man driving women or whoever to say, yeah, this is where Diamond lived, why you still invite that person on your panel? This overall umbrella of, y'all know me, y'all can do me wrong, and I'll still invite you on my panel. I'll still let you talk. I'll still let you have your word. It's so stupid to me. I will never understand you. I understand like having people on your panel, but that just tells me you just like the chaos. Because ain't no way on any given Sunday that if a man was and there was enough evidence that this man was driving people to my home to say, yeah, this is where AK lived. Yeah, I did work in here. Da, 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 da. And we don't know each other. Like, you just driving random women just to say that you know, baby. And you still gonna let people up? You still gonna be around that man? You still gonna invite that person on your panel? You're not worried about your safety, honey. You're worried about views. And that, cause didn't y'all have to hash this out last year? You're worried about views. So so that is my opinion on the whole situation. I think it's nothing but drama, nothing but attention. That's why, and here's the thing. That's what makes Diamond's platform so successful, because no matter how you dog her, she'll let you back up. I could right now, and that's what brings the views, right? Because they want to see people interact with people that dogged you. I could right now go on a 30-minute rant about Diamond. Say how her wig is loose. She looked this way. She looked like a horse face. Whatever people say about her, right? I don't know all the things people say about her, but but wait, what you eat? Just a Jolly Rancher. I could do all of that, and then go up on her panel the next day, and she'll be like, you wanted to come, I let anybody up, and then she'll let her panel do the talking for her. That's how she gets away. Like, that's how she gets it. You know what I'm saying? And, ain't no hate in the game. But just call it what it is. That's why, Slim, everybody was able to go over there. Her panel is so successful because when you manage the drama and the chaos, it's very easy to do that. When you say, hey, you can dog me, you can walk me this way, left, you can basically take a bitch to my house who I don't know, tell her where I live, and I'll still let you hop up on my panel the next day. You don't care, and that's fine. That's fine. I personally couldn't do it. And I don't know about you guys. You would have to tell me if that's the type of panel if that's the type of platform you would want to run. I personally couldn't. But again, everybody is different. When you come to TikTok and you're trying to establish yourself, you have to make a name for yourself. And that's how she's made her name. She's made her name as this person who you can do and say to me whatever you want, and then I'll still let you fight it out, duke it out in the comments and get my cash apps and let people talk about you. But it works for her. I definitely wouldn't still be in contact. Right. That part. But, she doesn't have content. You have to understand the reason that she allows that is because she does not have content. Her content is the mess. So you can't just let people. Hold on. You can't just let people. When you need those people, you can't just let them go. Like, take James, for instance, right? All the things James has done, all the things James has said, everything that people have witnessed about him. She took him off her panel for a little bit because he was catching a lot of heat. He was being mass reported a lot. And because she did not want her live to go down, that's the only reason she stopped him from going on her panel. Because the only way she's going to stop somebody from doing something on her panel is when she feels as though they may jeopardize her. That's it. And then once the heat from James died down, he was right back on the panel. Because she doesn't really have she doesn't care about that kind of stuff. And which, hey, that you don't have to care about that kind of stuff. I mean, if it works for her, it works for her. All right, did I miss any other questions? What other questions y'all have? This is open topics. Anybody want to come up? You're more than welcome to come up. She didn't even believe James when he told her what Vessel was doing. Nope. She did not. My home is my safe space. Ain't no way. Right. I definitely wouldn't still be in contact. Right. That's my thing. Like, Nia, I could not be in contact with anybody that did that. That was like, oh, I'm going to take you on a tour for a phone number. Like, no, you put me in jeopardy, But if you don't care about your safety, why should I? I mean, would you rather your daughter be in the woods with the man or a bear? And most times, often than not, they choose the bear. But it takes them a second to get to that. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them get to it right away, and they're like, oh no, a bear, because hopefully she can scare him off and he'll leave her alone and blah, 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 blah. And I don't think the topic of man versus bear, I'm glad that the conversation is happening, but a lot of it has to do with how men are being raised. We can look at the conversation for what it is, but we also have to acknowledge how men are being raised. And for the men who have a problem with the man versus bear topic, the only person you really have to blame the only thing you have to blame is the patriarchy. That's really what you have to blame. There's a reason why women feel a certain kind of way. Because I think somebody on TikTok, I have to quote them, but they had said men will train their daughters to tell them, dress this certain kind of way, do this, do that, carry mace, make sure you got this on you, don't go out at night, don't do this. If your car stalls and you need to jump, you call me, don't flag nobody down. And then be shook that a woman would rather stand in the woods with a bear. Like, how are you shook? That's what I don't understand. The men were literally shook. I've never met a man who would tell their daughter, "Yeah, let a random man pick you up. If you're stranded on the side of the road, let a random man come pick you up." I've never met a man that would ever say that. Never. But then be shook when women say that they would rather hang out with the take their chances with the bear. So I think that's very interesting to see so many people like have to jump through hoops to make it make sense for themselves. But that's my thoughts on the man versus bear. Hell, some men would rather be in the woods with the bears. Well, yes, they don't want to admit it because there's some of these men, they let their masculinity cloud their judgment. Because I saw some men were like, I'd rather be in. I could take another guy. I know I could take another baby. Your crazy may not be that man's crazy. Okay, that man may drag you, knock you over the side of the head, drag you in the middle of the woods, R-word you for months on end, and then decide to unalive you one day. Okay, like no. Hey, okay, I missed you. Hope you all is well. Yes, Nirvana, everything is doing very well. Thank you. I'm on bed rest for preeclampsia, so we're gonna deliver in the next few weeks here. You just crossed my mind yesterday. Okay, hopefully in a good way. Hopefully in a good way. But I'm doing very well. Thank y'all. Hold on, my cat is trying to snuggle up here. Stop. Did you see that Diddy named Kevin Hart as being a part of his parties? I did not see that, Naya, but I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised. I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out about the Diddy situation. It's just a matter of time. I mean, people have been saying stuff about Diddy for years, so it doesn't surprise me. But it's so funny how people will talk about these things for years on end. Slowly, information will come out until it reaches a pinnacle. And then, now you have like the FBI and all these people investigating. And it's just like, why weren't all these investigations happening when people were saying stuff? That's what gets me. The whole industry is about to be going. Guess I'm going back to the countryside. Hey, I feel you on that. It's definitely not new. Yeah, it's not new. So it always gets me when I see people sit up there and they're just like, now his place is getting raided but it should have been raided. But this is what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. The same thing happened with him. There were tons of rumors, tons of women coming out saying, little girls coming out saying stuff, tons of indictment or like potential charges, things being dropped. It's like they wait till it reaches a pinnacle and then go, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe we should start taking this seriously. It shouldn't take, these men should not be able to enjoy years and years and years of abusing other people before they actually get any sort of like indictment or stuff. Their homes become like, by the time Jeffrey Epstein was really indicted and all of this other stuff, he had abused well over hundreds of little girls and other little girls that got abused by these grown men. It's like, y'all stop these men at their old age. And when I say old, now Diddy's not like, it's not like Diddy's in his like 70s or something, but this stuff has already happened. And until it happens to you, unfortunately, Sammy, you have to remember they did the same thing with AIDS. Yeah, what do you mean by with AIDS? Hold on. Texas, what you mean? They did the same thing with AIDS. What do I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy how like stuff like this doesn't happen. And like these men are able to, like Harvey Weinstein, right? Abuse all these women in Hollywood, abuse all these people, and then when he's in his old age and wants to be in a wheelchair and walking with a cane, now he wants to be brought, they bring him to justice. Well, what is this? It's like, y'all get what y'all want for these celebrities and these famous people. You get what you can. And then when you have no use with them, then now they overturned his conviction. Then it's, let's go ahead and, prosecute them. Because we done got exactly what we needed. Now we can go ahead and prosecute these people. It's just a waste of time. Saying, yep, Nickelodeon, same thing. Yeah, they overturned it because there was too much. That's my only issue. It's because Hollywood and all these places, they know this stuff is happening. but they let these men slide until they have no for them. They protect them until they no longer have use for them. And then now the indictments. Now we want to raid homes, islands, and private yachts and private boats. Now we want to raid everything. When y'all could have done it when you first heard that children were being trafficked. You know what I mean? But no. He's been talking about dragging women. Yes, Auburn. He has been talking about it. Why is it like, oh, he was trying to warn us, or oh, he's been saying it right in our face? No, he's been saying it. He's been saying it right in everybody's faces, but nobody wanted to do anything because they were taking the luxury of it. Money and power can allow you to get away with so much. Yeah, this is why I truly believe until the great powers that be in our country and our system that we have, when they no longer have use for you, when there's another Jeffrey Epstein out there. If people thought that when Jeffrey Epstein got caught, that all of that trafficking and those little girls going to parties and all of these 16-year-old, 12-year, whatever he was having there, if y'all thought that stopped when he got arrested, you're wrong. There's another Jeffrey Epstein. It's just a matter of time, and we won't know until 30, 40 years from now, when all those girls have gone through all that abuse. And why did it take 50 women? Exactly. Because let's just be honest, the woman's voice doesn't mean anything. One woman's voice don't mean nothing to these people. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Any other questions? What y'all got? He's a Florida congressman. What other questions y'all got? Who you talking about, Billy? Who's a Florida congressman? Who you talking about? All the people that participate. Yeah, it's the patriarchy, right? It's the patriarchy. It's like, it's the whole notion, right? Like, no matter what a woman does, what she's wearing, all that, it doesn't matter. Have you seen the Ren saga? I've been seeing the Ren saga since I started this app. And for those of you guys who don't know, Ren, is Ren the little girl's name? For those of you guys there's a little girl on this app who has 17 million, 18 million followers? Ain't no way a 4-year-old little girl, 5-year-old little girl should have that many followers. I think I've been watching this little girl since 2020, and there is nothing a little girl can do on this app to have that many followers. And if a little girl who only eat hot dogs and food and, we know what the type of food she be eating, corn on the cob, things like that, can have 17 million followers on this app, something is wrong. And her mother is to blame. There is no real, because she would post, when I first came across her content, she would post things my toddler ate at the fair. And of course, she would always hand Ren this long corn dog, long thing of corn, all the big pickle. Now, a toddler don't know how to hold that, is going to hold it a certain kind of way. And the fact that they had, yes, all of those saves, the fact that they had so many saves on those videos is so sickening. But this is what tells you, y'all, that's 17, all those people, 28,000 people saving that, the 50 views, 50,000 people saving that. Think of the men that didn't save it, that just downloaded it. Think of the people who screen recorded it, saved it for their bank for later. Crazy, diabolical work. Never in my life. Never. What is what's the actual name of her page? I don't know. I'll block that girl, that mama. And she knows what she's doing. Because I think you could buy cameos. You could request a food for Ren to eat. If that's not diabolical, I don't know what is. But the situation is, because it's not outright, CP, people can, it's diabolical. There's nothing you can do. She knows who Ren.Eleanor. Yeah, you can buy pictures. Yeah, you can buy pictures, you can request, I don't know if you still can do that. I'm sure on some link of hers, you can still request pictures, of things for the kids, for her daughter to eat. Yep. Yep. You can request, I think you can even request shoes or nails to be painted, her toenails to be, people like feet. And she don't think nothing wrong with that. So I just don't understand how a little girl who's barely 5 years old has 17 something million, 18 million followers. Yeah, she is putting her own child at safety at risk. Yeah. Yeah, you could. I think like I don't know if it's still, she still had it. I know there was like men, I'm sure you guys have to understand that these men may have a woman at face as their profile, but yeah, they could go on Cameo and request Ren to eat something. I don't know if she still does that or not. I mean, but you have to understand when these men, when it comes to that kind of perversion, they don't need much, baby. They don't need much. They don't. They think they hit the lottery by letting them pick the toenail color for a 5-year-old. They don't need much. So that's my thoughts on Ren. I feel like hey Omar. I feel like that it's just sick because that woman knows what she's doing. If anybody said that they took anybody said a photo or a video of my daughter was you, no, I couldn't even imagine. I could not. No. Erica, we have open topics. We're talking a little bit about Trina versus Rose, really more so Trina, and then Petty versus Leola or Mariah. And now we're just having open topics. If people have a question, they're more than welcome to ask that question. I do have a TikTok. I don't even put up my goal. I do have a live goal if anybody's interested for my Cash App, or you can send a gift. But I do have for my insulin fund, if anybody's interested, you can Cash App as well. Hold on, let me put my sticker up. I totally forgot about that. So if people are just asking random questions, because I've been on the app, but I haven't said anything. I've just kind of been watching. So if anybody's interested in coming up, adding their, 2 cents on any topic, they are more than welcome to. Hold on, my cat is laying on me and I need to find my other phone. How far along are you? I'll be 34 weeks on Friday. My sister delivered at 35 weeks, so I'll be a week behind from when she delivered. She was 10 weeks ahead of me. So she already delivered her baby 10 weeks, almost 10 weeks ago. So I knew you've been like, oh yeah. Oh, I've been lurking. Well, you have to understand there hasn't been much for me to do because I've been on bed rest, and now that we've made it past like the true danger zone, I was like, okay, well now I'm gonna get back on TikTok and see what everybody's talking about, and kind of add my 2 cents. Now, why my uncle? He called me last night, and y'all have to know anything about my uncle. He's the type of person who does flybys. Like, you only see this man once every 10 years. Oh, hey, Shay. Thank you so much for the Cash App, Songbird. Thank you so much. Give me a second. So yeah, so my uncle, yeah, like the first thing y'all have to understand, when I was a kid, and my uncle and my mom, they've always had a very like interesting relationship. Like my uncle at first, like I knew my uncle was gay. I knew he was gay. I didn't know what he was because like as a kid, you don't have a word for it, but I knew he was something, right? I knew he was something. So, but he's the type of person, he's just a free spirit. He's gone and then he's not, you know what I mean? Like he'll be here one day and then he's not. So he'll, as he has gotten older, he has settled down a lot. And so he's in Chicago right now, and he's always been that free spirit. Like you can never pin him down. That man is gone everywhere. He just travels, he's gone. And so every once in a while he'll call and you'll be like, hey, You know what I'm saying? Same with my uncle. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my uncle is the first person I seen that it was the first time I seen a man wear a dress. And I didn't, and I never, I mean, I didn't have any problem with it. My family didn't have any problem with it, but it's so funny because I have this story that I will always remember. My uncle was taking us to the liquor store. Now you have to understand, I was probably 7. My brother was probably 6. And my sister and I and my brother were walking up with my uncle to the liquor store. And it's just around the house, or just around the corner from our house. This is when he had came to visit. And we get into the liquor store, he gets his stuff, and he goes to the counter and he hands the guy his ID. In his ID, he's dressed as a woman. And so when he hands his ID to the guy, the guy looks at him, looks at the picture, looks at my uncle, looks back at the picture, and and my uncle's like, yeah, I love my uncle. It's me, honey. That's how he responded. He was like, that's me, honey, in the photo. And so, so he bought the liquor and we all walking back. And I say, Uncle, can I see your photo? And he's like, oh, yes, yes. So he looked good. Okay. He looked good in his photo. He looked good. He had his hair done. It was so cute. You guys remember, this is like early 2000s. So, no, how old was I? Oh, maybe I was 9. Maybe I was 9. So yeah, but he looked good. Okay. He had his hair done. Makeup was on point. But he doesn't, it's weird because he went through so many phases. He doesn't dress like he used to. He used to dress like as a woman or sometimes, and then he changed that. But I swear he's just so funny. But when he said it was, I will never forget hearing him say, "It's me, honey." It was so funny. He thought he was breaking him, probably confusing with, yeah, because I want to say back then it wasn't as prevalent, like with people dressing that way, at least in where we were, it wasn't. But the guy, like the cashier, that was the dad at the time that was running that liquor store. Now the son runs it. And, but he didn't say nothing. He was just like, he just smiled and handed my uncle back his card. It was funny. Let me see here. Hold on. Thank you. Oh, Angel on Earth, by the way, thank you so much for the hearts cloud or puff, heart puff. Oh, hold on. Omar, go ahead.
Oh, you said we can ask questions. So have you heard that I got 4 TikTok babies?
You got 4 TikTok babies.
I got 4 TikTok babies on the way, girl.
By who?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But in good news, my daughter is graduating. She's getting ready to go to high school. My second oldest. Yay.
Aw.
Yeah,
You excited?
No. Shit, she getting older. She want more expensive stuff. Everything, man. It's an Apple Watch, an iPhone, a damn notebook. It's like, what happened to the regular stuff?
We not in that time no more, Omar. You have to.
I'm like, you don't want no Barney ones or no crocodile shoes or nothing like that.
Are y'all doing a big party?
Yeah, she wants to do some stuff. We're gonna go to dinner and do some stuff, and she told me to pay for her passport now. So, yeah,
That's exciting. I don't know how I will be when Sophie goes to high school, and because I remember, like, even for me when I had my 8th grade graduation, and then I felt like out of nowhere I was getting ready for high school graduation. So I can only imagine like that period where your kids are going from middle school to high school to, it's just like, it's crazy. And then graduating.
Yep.
Ooh.
I hope y'all congratulate me on my daughter graduating, not the fake TikTok babies I got on the way. But yeah, you just have to enjoy.
Who started that rumor that you got some kids on the way?
I don't know, probably me. But look, but yeah, no, you have to enjoy all of the milestones. Because, I mean, look, I bet you remember it seemed like Sophie was just born. You have another baby on the way, right?
Yep.
So you just got to enjoy all of the milestones. It shows you, like, to try to not to be so busy in everything else to where you try to be busy with them, because the time just keep moving on. And then they start holding these deep intellectual conversations with you and you like, damn.
Yeah, it is weird because, I mean, Sophie, we went to her kindergarten roundup. And if you don't have kids or you don't know what the kindergarten roundup is, like, basically you're getting introduced to their school, because this is where, it's the first time they're going to an actual school or whatever, unless your kid did preschool. Sophie did preschool in Dearborn. And so when you go and you do the kindergarten roundup, you're seeing their new school and they're seeing it for the first time. And it's just so crazy because like her little things at class of was it 2037? I about fell out. I was like, oh my god, 2037, girl. She had a little high school. They gave her like a shirt, with the high school name on it because that's where she'll go through the whole system, and that's where she'll be for high. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
because Brooklyn is a March of Dimes baby. She was a preemie, so to see me being in the hospital with her for those couple months or whatever with
Mm-hmm.
her, and then for her going through her milestones and like she does a lot. So now she was dancing at first. She doesn't dance anymore. She did hip hop, tap, and modern dance and ballet. So now she's like, Dad, I don't want to dance anymore. I want to play basketball. So it's just crazy to see like just seeing them go from sitting up on their own to crawling to all the milestones to now they're asking you like big kid questions and just
Mm-hmm.
checking me about stuff. So it's just, it's real cool.
Yeah, that's what gets me is just like, once you that time, that little from birth to 5 years old, now she's in because once they enter school, it's just like a year after year, a cycle after cycle. It's just crazy. So I'm just kind of interested, but I think like with my with this baby, I want to really try to hone in on enjoying that because it goes by so fast.
Hmm.
What else going on TikTok that you want to talk about, Omar?
Oh, well, I'll be going live more often, so we'll have some good topics to talk about. We'll have some good, positive, and fun things to do. I like to talk about myself. Uh, I'll be back on red carpets doing interviews this coming month, so we'll have some stuff like that to look forward to. The podcast is starting, so hopefully I can get on Karen over there to do some segments for me on the podcast, so she can have her time. You know what I mean? Have her own air time. That's it. Just a bunch of positive things. That's all, and just over here enjoying my hobbies and getting ready for the summer. That's it.
So, what do you think about this Diamond and Vessel situation?
I don't know. I think that it's kind of BS. I think that it was already over with, and for them to bring something up that was so old, and
Hmm.
I just feel for Diamond because I feel, I think that she's going through it with that, like far as like trusting people, and we're the same sign, so I know how we deal with shit emotionally,
Hmm.
but I see that she's honestly going through it. She's not really ignoring it, so it affected her. So
Hmm.
I really hope that she could like kind of ignore the shit and just get back to doing her and whatever it is that she does.
Yeah.
But I think Vessel should have took accountability. I think that he's been using her name to gain like far as with women and to just like using his homegirl name for clout in the real world as well as online. So I mean that's something that he has to take accountability for. I don't know all of the ins and outs about it, but
Hmm.
I mean for them to have a tight relationship like that on and offline, it's something that him as a man he has to settle with his friend.
Okay. And I agree with you on that. I think there's a lot of stuff but you can't make somebody care about something. I have said this about Diamond and time again. You let somebody in your space, especially after they done screwed you over, and then you let them right back. You can't be shocked. And so that's my whole thing. When you say, I don't care what you do to me, I'll still let you on my panel the next day. Well, then you invite people to not be loyal to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody in the chat asked, what do you think about people who want Jen to prove she got cancer or that they don't believe her? So I'll answer that after Omar. What do you think about that?
I think it really, I'm not cussing y'all. I'm trying to watch my words. I think it freaking sucks. My best friend passed away from cancer when I was 22. And so you can imagine what kind of toll that had on my life. I couldn't have like real friends close to me for about 6 years because like we kind of, you have a friend, like y'all know what each other thinking. It's like y'all on code. You don't have to explain anything. I have a few family members that passed away from cancer. It's a very touchy subject. I am an advocate for cancer research. That's one of the things that I do over here in real life. I think it's very insensitive and cold-hearted to have someone to try to prove their illness.
Yeah.
Because how would you know? I mean, because a person can get over it, then they could go into remission or they could pass away. So I think it's very cruel for them to even come at her like that. And, sometimes we get tied up in TikTok with our emotions and stuff. And so she's over there, punching the air and sliding down walls and fighting for her life and on TikTok. And she's going through a real struggle in real life. I think it's really messed up. for people to do that. And it point, I mean, if I don't like you and you say you're going through something like that, at that point, I got to let it go. I got to go on about my way. You can say whatever you want to say about me, because I would feel that, you should concentrate more on your health than being on here, wasting that energy on these people.
So here's my thought process on that. I think it's just crazy that we have gotten to this point where we think people got to prove something to us because they say they have something or they say they've done so. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I think a lot of people are putting their emotions into it. 'Cause I think it was Barb, when somebody said that Barb had a family member who went through something similar and whatever. And to think that somebody has to hop on here and be like, yeah, I do. And here's my scans. Why? Because y'all not going to believe a person could show y'all a doctor's note and somebody around the corner go, I could make that myself. And then people in the comments will go, yeah, I could fake a doctor's note. Cause let's just be honest. People have fake check stubs. People fake all kind of bank statements all the time. So it doesn't matter what somebody will do. People will constantly try to say that it's fake. So to me, I wouldn't waste my energy, quite honestly. Y'all, and I mean that to any, if I found out that I had any sort of serious diagnosis like that, where I had months to live, or maybe I have to just go through I don't know, but nobody's going to sit here and tell me it's not real. And I'm not going to argue to prove anything.
You can't, because, the thing about life, period, and with just health, period, stress will cause you to get sick or sicker. You have to try to be at much peace as possible. That's why I give it a break. Even when I have to come to a realization, when I get into arguments and spats with people on here to, check myself and clock out of that shit, we have to really just sit back and, preserve our energy for us. Can't nobody make me prove nothing on here. And the thing is, I'm one of those people on here, I've over-explained myself a lot, even recently. And I think that we just have to get to us and log the fuck out of here. Log our ass off of this app and get back to ourselves, because that's real cruel. And I mean, I'm not even going deep into my feelings and emotions about it, because as I explained, I had family members who passed away from it and friends and, just extended family, period. You just have to show, some people aren't empathetic. That's what we have to remember on this app. Right. Everybody doesn't think the way we think. They don't feel the way we feel. They don't live the way we live. Some people are raised on survival, not love. Some people don't know how to love. So we have to remember that when we are sharing ourselves with people on this app, that 80% to 90% of them don't give a damn.
Right. And I'll be honest with you. When I heard that Gen X went on an apology tour and was apologizing to like Diamond and stuff, I knew in that moment that was the worst thing she could possibly do. And the reason I say that is because, like Omar said, people are not sympathetic on this app, especially when you can hide behind a screen. There's a lot of things that people will not say to your face that they will easily say on a screen, and people can hide in the comments and stuff like that. I could not imagine being diagnosed and then sitting there on live arguing with people, trying to prove that I have, and then I'm sitting here apologizing to someone who does not care. Let's just be honest. I don't think Diamond gave two rats' tails about Gen X apologizing for any of her shortcomings or longcomings or whatever. I don't think she gave any kind of care about that. So I'm not going to waste my energy, and I'm just not. It just doesn't. Hold on. Okay, hold on. It just doesn't make sense to do that. Now, she obviously felt it was necessary for her healing, for her peace of mind. Anything that will give a person who has cancer peace of mind, or any serious illness peace of mind, I'm all for it. Me personally, I knew it was a bad idea when I saw the clip, and I talked to a few people about it, simply because this person don't care. It's one thing if you're telling people they're going to uplift you and they're going to be like, yeah, pat on the back, like, we're going to help you get through this or whatever, and make it a safe, comfortable space. But that's not, TikTok doesn't afford you that.
Well, I knew she was telling the truth, honestly, because she had mentioned it. Mm-hmm. And when she mentioned it, like the Jen that I know, I don't see a lot of her stuff, but the little bit I've seen, she doesn't play like that, right? So when she mentioned it, it was like a week and a half before. And then when she started apologizing to people, I was like, oh, wow, because she gonna stand on her stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it's really something going on. And who am I to question it? I never questioned it one time. When people tell me stuff, I believe them until, the actions prove otherwise. And I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you, oh, you're not going through this, or you're faking this for that. You know what I mean? And, people on TikTok believe less. So to try to, discredit a person saying that they're going through a life-threatening illness is mad wild to me. It's mad wild.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's my only thing. Like, because I've seen so many people. Well, if you had stage 4, if you had stage 3 cancer, you couldn't even think, you couldn't even talk, you wouldn't even be on that. Y'all don't know every.
Okay, let me say this. Let me tell you this, Aunt Karen. So when my friend got cancer, right?
Hold on. Y'all don't know how anybody responds to treatment, how anybody responds to anything. I'm not saying she has it or she don't, but what is it to you? Go ahead.
When my friend got cancer, me and my ex, we were breaking up. So I was like, let's go see him. He told me, he's like, oh, Mark got cancer. So he moved to another hospital. We went to see him. And I told him, in my head, I was on some Thelma and Louise shit. I was like, nigga, get out the bed. Let's go. And my ex was like, no, we were going through a breakup at that time. She was like, no, Omar, you can't do that. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I mean, he has cancer. Me and him, we live a wonderful life. Let's get out here and go travel and see our family and see shit, just do stuff. And, we got into it and I got mad and walked out and left the hospital. And then he came home and he was going through stuff. And so I'm the type of friend where I can be with you every day for 2 years. Then you won't see me for 6 months because we have lives, but nothing changes when we link back up. So he went on, he was doing his thing. Then he started going through chemo and I saw him lose weight. I was always skinnier than him. He lost weight. He was like my size and he was losing his hair and stuff, but he never told everybody how deep it was with his illness. And when next thing I knew, they were like, Omar, he's over here, he's sick, he's at home. And they didn't even tell me he was on hospice. And next thing I know, somebody called me like, Omar, your best friend is not here anymore. He's gone. And I'm like, what? And I mean, I took it hard. And he's not the only person that I know that had like numerous people who I know, not just 4. I'm talking about several people who I know who had cancer. They never tell you the extent. And next thing you know, they're gone because they don't want you to treat them any differently. They still want to try to live their life as normal as possible, if I could say it that way. They want to live as normal as possible. They don't want people to treat them differently because they're going through that. So I've seen that as well.
Yeah, and I can understand that. And that's why I look at this situation and I'm like, none of us are her doctors. We don't have her medical records. So why does it matter what she can do and what she can't do? You know what? If Jen has cancer and it makes her feel better to hop up on this app and argue with people every single day, I'm happy for her. If that's what takes her mind off the cancer, if arguing with people takes her mind off, it probably wouldn't for me. I would probably be more recluse, but that's me. We cannot say
everybody's different.
Everybody's different. People be putting themselves, well, when my cousin had cancer, he did or she did this and they didn't do this and they had all these treatments and so maybe she's refused treatment. I don't know. So, I think somebody said like, oh, she didn't, she would have seizures every single moment and blah, blah.
That's not true.
Y'all know.
One of my best friend, her baby daddy, which is a good friend of mine, he found out he had cancer in November. He just passed away 2 months ago. So we're having a memorial for him out here in California because he had went back to another state with his mom, he was already back and forth, but he found out he had cancer in November. Everything was cool. He got sick as hell. He went to the hospital, came out of the hospital. He went home. They told him, that he got to do what he got to do, go through the different emotions. And so next thing we know, he started having symptoms of like dementia because the cancer was, spreading. And then he would be regular. Then the next day he wouldn't be. Then you look up, he's gone. This was just in November. We're in fucking going into May and he's not here. We're having a memorial for him Saturday. So, everybody's body is made different. Our chemical makeup is different. So we can't sit up here and say that everybody will have the same symptoms. Everybody would react the same way from different things. We all don't react the same way to heartbreaks and to losing friends just in friendships or dropping our candy on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is different. So I don't get that. You can't try to crucify somebody and they're telling you they're going through some life-threatening stuff.
It's just a simple fact, and I agree with you. So many people just feel so entitled. You gotta prove to me because my sister or my grandmother had this, and so I know what she went through, so you're not going through it, so it can't be. I feel like it's because they didn't handle it the way that they saw someone else handle it or how they had to handle it. So either it couldn't be real for them, or maybe they feel like this person's stronger or weaker or whatever, however you justify it. But you cannot sit here and say that this is what this person can't possibly, because if they had, like, suddenly it's so funny to me how everybody become lawyers, everybody become doctors, everybody's a nurse. And even if they are already a nurse, they're the nurse for that particular field. Some of y'all are wound specialist nurse. Some of y'all, all y'all do is clean wounds all day, but you know exactly what a cancer patient go through. Some of y'all don't never step foot on a labor and delivery floor, but you know exactly how somebody will respond to delivering a baby. Like, it's crazy to me.
Yep. Hey, do me a favor, y'all. It's 160 people here. Please double tap the screen. Hit on Karen's gift gold. Her Cash App is right there. She needs Karen, what is it? You need insulin, correct? Right now, what you're going through with your pregnancy. So you guys make sure you guys support the live, interact with the live. Even if you can't give or go to donate to the Cash App, just make sure you double tap the live, share the live, so everybody know we're here and we keep everything going.
Yeah, I mean, and you know me, I have no problem with saying people's names by people by name, and I just feel like it's just too much. Barb's doing too much, yelling and hollering over somebody's cancer diagnosis and what you would have done there.
Let me say this on Karen. I know that there's like drama going on with me and some of these people, but Barb's did apologize to her yesterday. Somebody recorded it, one of the bloggers, they recorded it. She did apologize to Jen when she was on the panel the other day.
That's great. I'm still gonna say
yeah, of course.
It could have never happened. We gotta get out of our own personal feeling.
Yes.
It should have never happened. I'm glad.
I'm unbiased. I'm unbiased. Even when people don't like me or I don't like them, I'm still unbiased.
No, and that's great. But it should have never happened.
It was still fucked up though, because I recorded that whole live though while she was talking about her.
Right. Listen, that's great. It still should have never happened. And we have to take what people say, whatever this app, take it at face value. If somebody hops on here and say they have cancer or whatever they have, if you don't feel like they do or they don't, if they're not asking for your support, or if they're only asking for you to listen, whatever, you don't have to give it to them, but you also don't have to tear them down in the process. That's my whole thing with anybody, with any situation. Somebody can say to me right now, AK, prove that you have diabetes, gestational diabetes. No, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Exactly.
I don't have to do that. You can hop on every panel you want to hop on and say, "Oh, I don't think AK because my sister, when she had gestational diabetes, she didn't do all this. She didn't do." No, I'm not gonna prove myself. I don't feel like I have to, and there's nothing I have to do that. Either you believe me or you don't.
Ooh, I'm Karen. Let's switch gears again. Now back to this diamond and vessel thing. I just had another thought. Yeah, he has to clean that up. He has to really take accountability for the way that he's said things and did things on this app in regards to that whole relationship between those two. Because I remember, like, before I really started being on her panel a lot, when I would just like frequently go over there in and out, or I would jump up when I do my morning walks. I remember that he had did some work at her house, and he was like, days after that, he was saying, well, yeah, I'm a handyman. And if a person can't pay me, they got to give me some ass. So that right there is what I'm saying could cause people to have, different thought and speculations. Like, we have to be very careful. And I know for sure, if I did bullshit like that, your ass would have blocked me. And what I like my favorite word, you would have exiled my ass. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people, I don't know, man. He got some grown man work to do.
But again, we invite certain things into our lives, right? So, and I mean our lives, period, not just like on TikTok, hosting a TikTok live. I'm saying how we interact with people, we invite certain things and we handle it a certain way. I want to take the example. If y'all haven't seen Baby Reindeer on Netflix, go watch it. It's a great show, but it talks about how this man basically allowed a stalker into his life, and he benefited, he used that stalker because she made him feel better. And let me show you what I mean by we invite certain things into our lives and we don't say or we don't do anything. If you know a man had, or an inkling of that this man has brought someone to your home, you were not aware, showed them where you live, whether it was for a joke or not, said, hey, this is where this person lives, but excuse me, blah 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 blah, and you still interact with that person, you cannot then feel victimized later on when they do it again, because you were aware of how they act and what they continue to do. So when Diamond says, you can dog me, you can dog walk me, you can stomp on my toe, you can call me all kinds of names, I will still let you on my panel the next day. You and I won't say you enjoy, but you benefit. There's a mutual beneficial relationship, whether it's you getting it from coins, viewers, whatever. There's something in you that is allowing that to happen because you feel like you're getting something from that.
What do they call it when you have immunity? I'm trying to figure out why she's giving him immunity, because honestly,
Well, explain that. When you say she's giving him immunity, what do you mean? Because
I'm gonna get there right now. Mm-hmm. So I know who page I'm on, and I know there's a lot of strong women over, but just y'all, I'm gonna just keep it real. I see women cut people off for less. I see women in friendships for minute things. So for this to be on this level, why does he have immunity? Why hasn't she cut him off, period? I mean, because sometimes, even if it's that, when it causes that much controversy, it may be meant for us not to be friends anymore. It just, it's messed up that our friendship had to end that way, especially with us being at a certain age group, is that, okay, especially if it being a certain age group, you just got to cut a motherfucker off.
So I'll tell you why. As a woman, there's only a few scenarios that you don't cut a man off. Either you like that man, because you want something to do with that man, or you had something to do with that man and you still need something to do with that man. You don't value your safety. I don't think she values her safety. I think she values her TikTok over her safety, over anything else. Because there's no reason that if you truly believe and you truly get upset that this man or somebody would do something like that to you and you don't cut them off, you need them in they are beneficial to you in some shape or form. The good outweighs the bad. I don't know how, but it makes sense to her. It will never make sense to me, but it makes sense to her.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You know me just from being on this app, how I am. I give people second chances often, but at sometime you'll see me just cut a motherfucker off for nothing. The thing is that at this point you got to cut a person off. She has to cut him off and let it go, because it's spilled outside of TikTok, no matter if you friends on and off the app, or you just friends on the app, or just friends in real life. When it comes to like that, because I'm not going to be like, hey, y'all want to see where Aunt Karen lives? Hey, y'all want to pass by Aunt Karen? No, that's not how it works. Because at that point, it's like, what is going through your mind to even think or to say that? Like, you make it like you on a Hollywood tour to hey, let's go by the Playboy Mansion. Hey, you want to drive past Diddy house? Like, fuck no. This woman is a regular person. You know what I mean? And so to use that, what are you what is he gaining out of that?
Right. And that's why I look at it. She has some, because like you said, men and women will drop somebody. Ghosting is a thing of our time, of our generation. We will drop somebody in a second. So if you are willing to allow that person to constantly come back into your life, on your panel and all that other stuff, something about you don't value yourself. Maybe it's you don't value your own safety. You think TikTok is worth the views, is worth your safety and your own personal whatever. Maybe you think you got it. I don't know, but it's obvious to me that you think that the good is outweighed by the bad, and I don't agree.
My mama was telling my business. It wasn't even nothing major. I blocked her ass. I blocked her number. Huh? So I'm just saying, if I block my own mom from my phone to keep my peace, there's nothing on this app that'll keep me from not blocking a person and dismissing them from my life, period, on and off social media, especially when it's something like that. Like, you know what I mean? When it gets personal like that, like where you're divulging certain information, personal information, it's not that serious. You got to go.
You know what? You guys have to understand, TikTok is not going to be around forever. These views, what we are all getting into now, think about where we all were 10 years ago. So maybe some of you were in high school, some of you were in college, some of you were just starting I don't know. Think about where you was and how big Facebook was when when it first launched, and how exciting it was for so many people, all the things that people were doing, the groups, the hangouts, and all of this stuff that people had formed on Facebook. Now look at it. Think about Instagram. When Instagram, don't even get me started on MySpace. But think about Instagram. What Instagram had meant to a lot of people when Instagram first started. All the views, all the lives, and going on and this. And where is it? I mean, don't get me wrong. Instagram's still around and stuff, but it's not how it was. TikTok will follow the same thing because it's just the sign of the times. We will not have TikTok the way we've had it, and probably a year from now with the TikTok ban. So there's a lot of people who are putting themselves in situations with the hope to become famous that will not become famous. That will not have, when this app closed, yeah, you go to Bigo, you can try Bigo, but Bigo is not the same sort of algorithm.
It's not the same.
You're competing with a different demographic. It may not be hard, but it won't be easy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell y'all, like my wife told me before I even ever got on TikTok, for TikTok existed. Motherfucker, go get a diary. Write some of this shit in your diary. This is not a place to spill all of your garbage on the table. This is not a place for you to come and seek therapy or counseling or help, because everybody don't want to help you. If we throw all our problems on the table, what did I saying? If you throw all your problems in a pile and you see everybody else's, you go run and grab yours. And like I said, most of these people, they don't give a fuck about your problems anyway, because they have their own. And I tell people all the time, I have my own issues. I'm not trying to subscribe to yours. Ain't that a bar? I love that. But yeah, for real,
No, but you're right.
go get a diary.
But you're right though. Like everybody put their problems on the table. You'll go running right back for your own, because you know that you rather deal with your own stuff than somebody else's. So as it looks to me with the whole Vessel situation, I think she's doing a lot to simply get, just because she wants the views. But I don't think that's going to last. Again, I know it won't. I have said this time and time again, as you recall, when Shanice and, what's his name? Sean and Olivia was on this app, and they was getting all those views. Everybody said that we was a hater. We all haters because we did this. Da, 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 da. And I said to y'all, Shanice not gonna be this influencer that y'all think she's going to be. And so many people wanted to call me a hater. Girl ain't posted in months.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell all of y'all. There's 165 people in here, including me and Aunt Karen. If y'all ever see me crying on the internet, you have permission to pop me upside my head.
I mean, listen, I have no problem. It's just that when we cry on the internet, we have to understand that it's going to look a certain kind of way, and not everybody's going to look at us and go, oh, I should really, you know what I mean? Like, huh? Oh, maybe he didn't mean to do that. Not everybody's going to look at you the same way and give you the empathy you think you need. And TikTok, a bunch of strangers are not the same, is not the way to go. So my advice for anybody who wants to be a creator on TikTok, you better find a new avenue, because by the end of this year, it will not be the same. You better find
January come is gonna go down. More than likely they'll create a new app, but this is done unless somebody buys it. And if somebody buys it, it's not going to be the same anyway. So at that point, you got to just do what it is. And yeah, it's just so much more to it, man. You got to really look at the options you have, look at where your core audience is, what your niche is, and how you want to brand yourself. And, I love TikTok. It's my favorite app. That's why I'm always over here. I basically abandoned my Instagram and Facebook for TikTok. So the thing is like, I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany like months ago, almost a year ago. I was like, you know what? I want to take my people with me away from TikTok, and I want to do it in a successful way, to where when I come back, because like we talking about right now, how people love to see you fall and to see you go through shit. I didn't want to have to come back over here because I had to. When I come over here is because I want to. Bring the same kind of laughs I do, like when I share these funny different videos with you guys, and the funny inboxes and stuff I share with you guys in the different lives.
Yeah. Somebody said that you can tell. Hold on, let me see. Go back. Trixie says you can tell people are afraid they are more aggressive with Cash App demands. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so. I think people are, trying to build, but they're going about it the wrong way. Cash App is great, but at the end of the day, if people don't see your face and all of that, they're not going. When TikTok's gone, you're not going to get random Cash Apps. You're just not. So people have become more aggressive with it, but I think people have become aggressive. Hey, Llama Crew, have become aggressive in the wrong form. Right now, if you are very concerned about what your influence and social media platform is going to look like, I would be looking for new platforms of growth. I would be trying to see if you could move your stuff to a YouTube, to a whatever, a podcast, and know that you may not be successful in it. I would also think about your audience. Listen, recaps and all of that stuff is not going to move forward on any other app. The reason that a recap live works so well on TikTok is because TikTok allows you to scroll in, scroll out, go here, go there. You cannot do that with Instagram. You cannot do that with Facebook. So you will not be able to do these recap lives and things like, and even a court. You won't even be able to do, like when I was doing Karen's court, you will not be able to transfer that over to Instagram because you don't get people in boxes like that. So everybody will have to, if you are a content creator and things are looking great for you now, that's good. But if I were you, I would start looking at what I can do to diverse my assets of my influence and where I can put this and regrow, and how do I market myself out of TikTok? There's a lot of people who are not marketable outside of TikTok.
No, because like I remember when I first got on TikTok when everybody was still dancing, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the girls, like I would see them over here from Instagram and they would have like 100,000 followers. I'm talking about then, and it's not easy to get those followers unless you buying them over there on Instagram or a lot of apps. They would come over here, they would not get the same kind of love because that wasn't the content that everyone was looking for. You didn't have those people over here, or people didn't care about that because they're like, hey, that's on Instagram. So you have to be a rare breed. I'm not going to front. You have to be a big influencer or a rare breed to where you can reach every single social media app and still have that same following and continue to monetize or to grow. So yeah, a lot of people, they got the TikTok game messed up. They think, oh yeah, because I go to TikTok, I'll go over here. No way. You're not going to be able to have pity parties on other apps. You're not going to be over there to give your sob stories. It's not as censored on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as it is on TikTok and on Bigo. And on Bigo, you go over there on Bigo, you better be able to live in poverty, middle class, and wealthiness because it's all right there waiting on your ass. And it ain't. Mm-hmm. They're not sensitive at all, and there's no restrictions like that.
Exactly. And so that's why the way that I look at it, if you are a TikTok creator, you have a successful show, because I see a lot of people, like I said, Karen's Court, when I was doing that, it was great, but this Karen's Court would not work outside of TikTok. It would not work on another app. I know it wouldn't, because you don't get to slide in and slide out. Like, people can't come to your page. That For You page does not exist on many other social media.
I think Karen's Court would do good on syndicated TV, though. Honestly.
Yeah, but you have to get there, though, right? You would have to have that kind of an offer. Then you would have to have, get, people, well-known people and all this stuff to be on that. Joyce, I don't think I'll be bringing Karen's Court back because after the baby's born, I got to focus on him and all of that. I won't have as much time, which is kind of why I have not been on TikTok. Well, besides being pregnant and working full time, and now I'm on a leave. But yeah, there's just, you have to have that audience, and it's why when I was telling people about the Roku thing, right? And why I laughed so hard when so many people were trying to get a Roku deal from Nosy Bystander, who was it, Poozy, and all this other stuff. It does not translate. We have to stop thinking that somebody is a hater because they have a difference of an opinion. And because you don't like their opinion does not make them a hater. It just means that either they know what they're talking about. Maybe it's complete.
Or they're ahead of the curve. You might be ahead of the curve.
Time would tell. But as we've seen, Roku was not anything for people. Having a Roku show where you have to take your audience from TikTok and make them watch you on a TV on a
Nah, we don't want
streaming
to watch
board.
TV. That's why we on TikTok. The
Exactly.
time we spend on TikTok, we could be watching Netflix, Tubi, and all these different streaming apps. And so to sum it up, basically what me and Aunt Karen is saying, you niggas need to go get a job.
Right. Yeah. Listen, and if there are people who have millions and millions, I mean, angry reactions, all these people who have 30 something million followers, and they don't have anything to show for it. Once this app closes, those followers are gone. They have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I see it all the time. Like I said, some people are very big on Instagram, but they don't get that same kind of traction on Twitter. My Twitter is kind of non-existent. I have great followers, and if you've seen I follow freaking Nicolas Cage on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And what's the other? Meryl Streep. Yeah, I follow my favorite actors and actresses on Twitter. But I would have to put in work in order for my Twitter to be relevant. I would have to put in the same work that I did on TikTok. For TikTok, it was more natural for me because I can go live. I talk a lot. I know how to talk about different topics. So it happened organically for me. But when I go to Twitter, it's a different kind of animal. I have to go over there. I have to have my content set up a certain way. I have to put it out a certain way in order for me to get the kind of engagement that I get over here on TikTok, or that I want that's bigger than TikTok. See, because my end goal isn't TikTok. I have, my end goal is to make money being a host like Terry Crews, Nick Cannon, and Ryan Seacrest. That's my end goal, even with everything that I do. So I know where I'm going, and I know what kind of work I have to put in order to get there. I can't just say, hey, I want to do this without me, you know what I'm saying, mastering, editing, and doing my backdrops right, and making sure that I drop it a certain way and have my videos a certain length of time. Like, people just think it's easy. No, it's actually work. So that's why, even like you're saying, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to continue Karen's Court, because I have a life. I have a life that pays me, that supports me. You know, if all else fail, you know, you can take your butt to work and continue to support your family and to help your family.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, yeah, Karen's Court, it's great, but can you take that out somewhere to the real world? And the answer to that is right now, no. So for me, I don't have time to invest into that because I have so much other stuff going on. I think for a lot of people, you're going to have to get a full-time job. And if you were thinking about quitting your full-time job because you got, I don't know, you had a video go viral, don't. Do not quit your full-time job because you have a few videos go viral, or you have 3,000, 4,000 people sitting in your live. That does not translate to anything outside of TikTok. And people need to understand that. And for Karen's Court, you have to stay on top of all the happenings on the app. Exactly. I don't have time, and I know when the baby's born, I'm really not going to have time to stay on top of all the drama that's happening. So for me, it's one of those things that I have graciously decided to bow out. I rather jump on when I can and say, hey, how everybody's doing, offers conversation, but Karen's Court, no.
Well, this is the thing about TikTok. I think I posted it in my story. I'm not sure. I think I did. Yeah, I did post it in my story. There's a guy on here, on Karen. Every video he drops goes viral. Millions of views. I'm not talking about one or two. This guy, and he was showing all of his friends on here that are getting all these viral videos. They're making no money. He was showing it. He was like, they're making no money. TikTok has pulled it back. Facebook did it first. And then Instagram switched it up when they was like, oh, doing a subscriber thing. So, you know, it's all about how you use it and what you're doing it for. And I don't knock nobody for using their Cash App. Get your money how you know how to do it. But what I'm saying is, this guy, he's having videos doing 15 million, 13 million, and they're giving him $150. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like you said, you go get you a guard card, take your butt to nursing school, take your butt back to school, get you a trade. Yeah. Out here in California, our minimum wage was raised to $20. Go to Burger King, In-N-Out. Don't take these college kids' jobs, though. But go get you a damn job and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do to get to where you want to be, even if it's something that you don't want to do.
So Honeybee says the money is in brand deals, honestly. And you're right, but it's in the right kind of brand deals. Because a lot of these companies now, Honeybee, the kind of brand deals that they set you up with is like a commission. It's like, you got to work, you got to sell my product. So basically you could do what you're doing, do the TikTok shop, because some of these brand deals, they will send you, stuff and go, oh, sell this for me and you'll get 5% commission. I'll give you guys an example. Mom Cozy is a brand that reached out to me. And if you guys don't know what Mom Cozy is, they sell like nursing bras. They sell, breastfeeding pumps and things like, or pumps and stuff like that. What else? They have, I even have one of their, pregnancy pillows. They sell these kind of things. And they had offered for me they could send me free product if I promote, and then I could get a commission. Baby, I'm not trying to work like that. So you will take what you get in views for going off of my views, right? But then then I have to promote it in order to get some sort of commission or something like that. That's wild. I might as well be on a sales team. Go ahead, sign me up on the sales team if I'm going to do that. But that's how they get away with it. They offer you the product for free.
They PIMP in you. That's what they're doing. And you know what? I have a friend that I met this guy in real life, and we became TikTok mutuals. He made 10 grand for a 30-second video, right? Off of one of the dating sites paid him. So what we were talking about, he told me, this when I was over here working at the Academy Awards, I was doing security there to make some extra money right now. And he told me, he said, Omar, where it fell short is, they were grabbing influencers that had millions of followers and that were going viral and all this stuff, right? And they were just throwing them on the red carpets. And these people were like, oh, what color underwear do you wear? And they're like, what the hell? They didn't even know what kind of questions to ask. That's not their job. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to be an interviewer or hold a carpet or a space like that. Mm-hmm. And so now they have to rethink who they're giving that money to. They're not just giving out sponsorships and endorsements like that just because you're on social media anymore. You have to work for it. It doesn't matter if you're on social media or if you have a regular 9-to-5. So all of the easy money is done. You know what I mean? We have we have till January on this app. So you can imagine how much more people are going to change more because they're not going to just be pouring money out. They don't have money to waste, especially if they know it's going away. They want to make sure they monetize and capitalize as much as they can before this thing runs out.
Absolutely. These brands have a budget. And that's what they have, a marketing budget with influencers. And the only influencers who are getting a flat rate cash